So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll tackle the huge challenge of just finding the queen. Then we'll get into the brilliant color coding system they use. After that, we'll look at how they actually do the marking. It's a delicate process. And finally, we'll wrap up with why this one tiny little dot of paint is so incredibly important for the whole hive.
Okay, picture this. You're in charge of a city with, say, 50,000 residents. They all look almost exactly the same, and they're constantly on the move, working, buzzing. Just a chaotic sea of bodies. Now imagine your job is to find the one single individual who holds the key to that city's entire future. Yeah, that's what a beekeeper's up against.
Seriously, how do you do it? It seems almost impossible, right? When you're doing a hive inspection, searching for that one unmarked queen can be super stressful, and it takes forever. Plus, it really disrupts the whole colony. So, how do beekeepers solve this crazy needle in a haystack problem?
Well, the solution is just so simple and elegant. You make her stand out. You give her this tiny, colorful little mark that acts just like a royal crown, and boom, she's instantly visible among all of her subjects. But this crown, it's a lot more than just a tracking device.
Right, so that little dot of color isn't just random. It's actually part of this incredibly clever, internationally recognized code that tells a beekeeper the most critical piece of information they need to know about their queen, exactly how old she is.
The whole system is genius because it's so simple. It's this 5-year color cycle, and it's all based on the very last digit of the year. So, for years ending in 1 or 6, it's white. For 2 or 7, it's yellow. 3 or 8 gets red, 4 or 9 is green, and if it ends in a 5 or a 0, the color is blue. Super easy to remember. And here you can see exactly how it works year to year. A beekeeper opens up a hive, spots a queen with a little green mark, and they know instantly, okay, she's a 2024 queen. If they see red, they know she's from 2023. With just one quick glance, they have this absolutely vital information for managing the hive. But how do they get that little mark on her in the first place?
So, how in the world do you paint a tiny crown on a bee who holds the future of an entire colony inside her? The answer, as you can probably guess, is very, very carefully. This is a super delicate procedure, and it takes skill, a ton of patience, and, of course, the right gear.
A beekeeper's marking kit is pretty specialized. They use these special paint pens. They're non-toxic, obviously, and they dry really fast. To keep the queen still, they might use a little plastic or metal cage to gently hold her against the comb, or this really cool tool called a one-hand queen catcher. And if they want to get really detailed, they can even glue on these teensy-weensy little numbered discs.
Now, beekeepers kind of have two ways of doing this. The real pros, the ones with a surgeon's steady hand, might mark the queen freehand. It's definitely faster, but it's also pretty risky. For most people, though, using a marking cage is the way to go. It safely and gently holds the queen still, which lets you put a perfect, precise dot right on her back.
And there are some golden rules you just do not break. The mark always goes on the thorax. That's the hard middle part of her body. You never, ever squeeze her abdomen, because that's where her ovaries are, and you could literally end her egg-laying career right there. And you have to be patient. Let the mark dry completely before you let her go. Oh, and you only mark queens who are already mated and laying eggs to make sure the hive has fully accepted her.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now let's get to the most important part, the why. I mean, why go through all this trouble for one tiny little dot of paint? Well, it's because that one dot is like a library of information.
The payoff is just immense. A beekeeper can find the queen in seconds, which means a lot less stress on the whole colony. They can track her age, so they know when she might need to be replaced. They can check her health by looking at her laying pattern. They can even figure out what's going on during a swarm. It basically turns guesswork into smart, proactive beekeeping.
So it all boils down to this one simple action. That single dot of paint leads directly to faster inspections, better records, and you guessed it, healthier, more productive bees. It's such a powerful tool for beekeepers who are working to support these incredibly important pollinators.